Alrighty, friends. So this is the tool that you're going to be using today for your environmental science benchmark number 2. I pretty much just wanted to lay out how this works, and I wanted to explain it because I realized the video I took in class didn't get recorded. So pretty much what we're looking at is how income disparity, so like the range of incomes and how when there's a huge like range of how much people make a year, it affects what resources they have access to. So we're trying to look at what resources do they not have, maybe, and also what are trends and patterns that we see across the country that are connected to incomes. So you guys are pretty much going to read through this. This is sort of the introduction, and I want you guys to take away 2 points from this and write that into your benchmark 2 document. Then you guys are going to be looking at some maps and writing down a couple observations that you find in them. So I'm going to take you through it really quickly because I want to give you a look and just help you figure out exactly what is happening in these. So this right here is a map of Chicago, and pretty much what's done is that they listed off and marked the different incomes that are common in all of these areas. So it's the predominance of certain wealth groups and populations. So right here, for example, like all of the orange spots are people who make less than 25,000. This pink and purple stuff is people who make from 25,000 to 100,000. Blue is anyone who makes over 100,000. So I want you guys to sort of think about and look at how some of these groups don't really ever interact at all. So like if you look at this sort of maybe the pink and purple groups, they're sort of put together, but even if you look closely, right, there are some pink areas that are very, very pink and some that are very, very purple. But we see sometimes that like this blue is very, very separate from all of the other purple and blue. And this orange right here is extremely orange. So how bright these dots are recognizes like indicates how strongly there's that predominance. So predominance is sort of like the prevalent, the overbearing, the largest amount of people. How common is it for in this area there to be people making like over $100,000? This right here, this next graph sort of looks at concentration. So it compares the amount of people making either over $100,000 or like less than $25,000. It compares that percentage of the population to the national average. So if it's highlighted, and that means that the number of people, the concentration, the percentage of people in that area making, let's say, more than $100,000, it's way more than the average American concentration of like 25% of the population making more than $100,000 a year. So we take a look at this. So right here, obviously, we see that in this part of Chicago, right along Michigan Avenue, there's a lot of people who make more than $100,000. We see that in this area where there's a lot of the orange, there's a lot of people who make less than $25,000. And the last graph looks at income diversity. So how much diversity, how much range is there and how much money that people make? If it's green, then there is a huge diversity. There are people who make 100,000, maybe people who make a million, maybe people who make like whatever, like 60,000. But if it's only purple, then there's no income diversity at all. So most of those houses probably fall in the same bracket. And if we look specifically at this area, that probably means that was sort of the area where it was orange to begin with. So it was mostly people who made $25,000 or less. So since it's purple or pink, like let's take a look. Ready? So look, this is the part that makes $25,000 or less. And if we go down, we see that there's almost no income diversity. So that means that everyone in this area, almost everyone in this area, probably makes $25,000 or less. And it's interesting to think about because this is what part of Chicago? If this is Chicago, it's the southwest side of Chicago. So I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but if you have, what have we heard about this part of Chicago? And why might that be related to a population where the entire population makes $25,000 or less a year? What does that say about the homes and not the homes, but what does it say about the resources that the people there have to live with and to work with? So I want you guys to pretty much go through this map and start taking some notes. And then I want you today to get to, on your benchmark number 1, up to the part that says hypothesis. Make a hypothesis that you see is related to how much how much money people make a year, and the patterns that we see in cities throughout America. Maybe write some additional observations. So, but that is really our goal. Today, our goal is to get to just the hypothesis. Tomorrow or Friday, I'll give you guys an opportunity to work on data. And so that will be our next step. So for today, just up to hypothesis, please. And that is all for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, guys.